from upstate New York, Albany, around the Albany area. Let's see, my childhood, I was really into art from a young age. So I was always kind of doing art projects. Over the winter, I went to Mexico. And I was in the countryside, and there wasn't a lot going on out there. It was pretty quiet, so I did, was able to work. I worked for like 2 months, and I painted a lot. But the experience of being in another culture and not knowing the language made me an outsider. Made me, I felt like I was like in a different skin or something like that. And the things that happened to me there became, like they became almost distilled and put into this piece. The concept of his story is to, I think, inhabit the world that I created in my little, video. It's not like I'm looking into a microscope anymore and like, this little world. Now it's like big, and so it's just more sensation. And therefore it's like, it's taking me back. It's taking me back to like where I was inspired to make, like this installation, or this little, the movie came from being at a place. So, and having an experience. I think interacting with the people and with the characters and with feeling this idea of narrative while I was there, feeling this idea of story. Not only my own story, but of the stories, the story that was just stories, feeling very much like while I was there, I felt this interest in narrative that I'd never been interested in before. I felt an interest in character and narrative. And usually I'm not. So I think I was just inspired. There's something there. So the first chapter is about dogs, the wild dogs, and some of them were not vaccinated, and some of them were wild, so they were, not, if you were walking down the road, you would be accosted by them, and it would be kind of like, almost like terrifying. I mean, I spent most of my time like if I was walking, I'd be thinking about, well, what am I going to do if the dogs are out today? How am I going to overcome the dogs? And so, then I began to carry rocks to, throw at the dogs. And not that I ever really threw any rocks, but that's like, it's like primitive, but it's a way of defending yourself. The second chapter is about love. We are connected to people, certain people in our lives, and we can be connected for really long periods of time. But it can not work out, and there can be that kind of, or it can work out. And the third chapter is about the dreams. So I use the characters to kind of just be, acting these scenes out. And I'm one of them. I'm like the traveler, the person who's just open. I have a character like that. That's me. I have a character who appears in the dreams. That woman is, her name is Julia. The name that I gave my character is Elodia. And the character that helps me fight the wild dogs is Lupe. And then the two lovers are Valentino and Fernandia. And then the skeletons, they don't have names. I haven't named them yet, but they'll probably tell me what their names are. So while I was doing the project, they came about as like, I needed an intermission. So between the acts, and so I wanted to make these skeletons dancing. So they were the intermission act. They were the connecting act to each different chapter. While I was doing the movie, I was thinking a lot about, about certain things while I was there, and one of them definitely was their Day of the Dead celebration, and just how far away it is from our culture.